Welcome indeed to The Jump. I am Rachel Nichols alongside NBA champ Richard Jefferson, 7-time NBA champ Robert Horry. And people, we are less than 1 hour away from the NBA trade deadline. 3 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be on the air all the way through it, up until 4 p.m. Eastern to react to all of today's deal. We've got our host of insiders standing by as well, NBA champ Kendrick Perkins, senior writer Zach Lowe. They're all on the line right now. We've got so many people here today. I can barely keep everyone or introduce them. Now, another key member of our usual trade deadline team, sadly, cannot be with us today. Yes, we thought we could bring the trade crank back, but we were thwarted by COVID protocols. I mean, you set one guy on fire one time and people get concerned about safety. But never fear, Director Kathy and crew are hooking us up. We have a virtual smoke machine anytime major news happens. It's something.
Less is more. Less is more. But that's fine. I'll take virtual versus the... I didn't get the call last year to be on the trade show, so I'm excited to be here today.
I am too.
Okay.
I didn't get the call either, so.
Gentlemen, more is more. Thank you very much. It is time for today's trade deadline update brought to you by Kia, because we've got a ton of news already in. The Magic and Nuggets have agreed on a deal to send forward Aaron Gordon to Denver. Sources telling ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Now in exchange, Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and a projected 2025 first-round pick go to Orlando. The Nuggets also shored up their front court by acquiring JaVale McGee from the Cavaliers for Isaiah Hartenstein and 2 second-round picks. McGee has, of course, won 3 titles in the past 4 years. The Bulls also making a big splash today. Woj reporting they're getting Magic All-Star center Nikola Vucevic from the Magic for Wendell Carter, Otto Porter, 2 first-round draft picks. Chicago currently a game and a half out of that final playoff spot in the East. And the Magic not done dealing. They also traded guard Evan Fournier, never Google, to the Celtics for 2 second-round draft picks. Fournier is averaging a career-high 19.7 points per game, hitting nearly 39% of his three-pointers. Evan quickly introduced himself to Celtics fan on Twitter, posting, "If you're not familiar with me, please Google my last name. You're welcome." Let me repeat, do not do that, people. Just trust me. Just trust me. Have some trust. And George Hill headed to the Philadelphia 76ers as part of a 3-way deal involving the Oklahoma City Thunder. Richard is literally sitting next to me Googling right now. And the New York Knicks, sources told Woj. Bradley Beal tweeting, "Here we go." Woo! Why? I just said never Google.
Have to. Oh, that's not nice. Don't do that. Don't. Bradley Beal, here we go. Where are you going, Bradley?
One of the biggest trade targets on the market is, of course, Kyle Lowry. He was in action last night for the Raptors in their win over the Nuggets. Lowry registering a career-high plus 42 in the box score. Cameras caught Lowry walking off the court in Tampa, possibly for the last time in a Raptors uniform. And look, we all have famous fans who go on teams. Well, a fan interrupted Kyle's press conference.
You guys, we have a special guest here.
I just want to know if you guys have any. I'm here to translate. I'm his translator.
You know you're not. No, I know you're not. I'll hit you when I'm done, bro.
That would be Drake. Drake FaceTiming in to Kyle Lowry's press conference. He is certainly the biggest name left on the docket today as we go through. Drake, yes, Drake is available for several first-round picks. And the question now is, as Philadelphia, Miami, and the Lakers are reportedly in the final rounds of a bidding war for Kyle Lowry, who is 35 years old today, whose contract expires, so he is a rental by definition. The question for those 3 teams and anyone else trying to sneak in is, how much do you give up for Kyle Lowry? Richard, how high would you go?
It depends on the team. Like the Lakers, in my opinion, I like Schroeder. I don't think that Kyle Lowry is that much more of an improvement where you want to give up something, especially chemistry is fickle. Maybe you're thinking Kyle Lowry can helm the ship while these guys are out and you won't drop as far. Maybe he's a better floor general from that standpoint. But if I'm Philly, I'm willing to give up young assets because I think he's the point guard that can do some things, and I think he can play well with Ben Simmons. But I don't, even in Miami, wouldn't give up a ton if you're Miami. Miami is further away than people think. in my opinion. I think they're further away, especially with the Nets doing what they've done. I think they're a little bit further away, and I don't think Kyle Lowry, who is a rental, is the guy that will get him over the edge.
I think that contract is hard to just swallow because it's just at that age, and it's a real. We don't want another situation that happened in Toronto with the guy who plays across the street. And so you got to sit here if you're the Lakers and be like, no, because Dennis Schroeder picks you up full court. Lowry's he's not doing that. So he brings a different defensive scheme to the team. And if you're going to go anywhere, stay in Toronto, because your legacy has started and it's going to be one of those legacies that's going to live on in Toronto. Don't go anywhere. Tell them you don't want to be traded and just stay with
Nah, you're getting traded. You're going. You're going now, big boy.
He can't nobody afford him, though.
Yeah.
But you don't want a 35-year-old point guard in this day and age.
I see no lies.
Zach, the idea, the trade the Lakers have possibly been talking about. Bobby Marks was on TV this morning talking about, and you heard the guys just mention Dennis Schroeder. You heard them mention Talen Horton-Tucker would possibly be in that deal. KCP, you have to make all of those moves because of the salary match, even though you'd be giving up a lot in the future for a guy who, as I said, would be a rental. What do you think Kyle Lowry is worth to these three teams who seem to be in the mix right now? How high would you go, Zach?
To me, the line is Tyler Hero. That's the one that you don't trade. Everything up to that for all these teams, every asset you value less than that. And to me, that includes Dennis Schroeder. If you're the Lakers, you're trying to win right now. You can't worry about tomorrow. You can't worry about 2 years. LeBron is 35, 36. AD's in his prime. You got to win now. And if you think Kyle Lowry gives you a better chance to win, I think you swallow hard and make that trade. That's a lot to give up. Particularly, it takes a lot out of your rotation with KCP. KCP's a starter. THT is a future part of your team. But I think that price to me is palatable because that's why you get Dennis Schroeder. You get him because he's 27 in his prime. You can keep him. He can be part of your long term, or you can flip him in a deal like this. Kyle Lowry's a Hall of Famer. He's a really good player. He's better than Dennis Schroeder today, and that takes priority over everything else. To me, the only asset in play that people have talked about that you don't do is Tyler Hero, because I agree with RJ. I don't think Miami is quite close enough, and I think Tyler Hero at age 21 is too good to give up for Kyle Lowry. But other than that, it's all in play.
Well, first of all, I can't believe what I was hearing from RJ and the legend Robert Horry, the greatest role player of all time, disrespecting the greatest Raptor of all time, and Kyle Lowry. If you're the Lakers, you got to push for him. I don't care if he was turning 37 today. He moves the needle, okay? And I get it. Dennis Schroeder is younger, and he's picking up 94 feet. But Kyle Lowry is a champion. He's battle-tested. He's another floor general that LeBron could trust, that when he's not on the floor, he's going to make plays for others and hold the ship down. He also can play off the ball, meaning that he could be a floor spacer and knock down threes. He's proven that to us. And by the way, Kyle Lowry is a pit bull. He gets you those extra possessions. He takes those charges. He moves the needle. And for us, Tyler Hero, I was high on Tyler Hero at the beginning of the season. I thought he should have been an all-star. He has not lived up to expectations. He haven't. And RJ, if you sitting up here shaking your head after watching Tyler Hero last year in the bubble, we all had high expectations with the performance that he put on in the postseason down there in the bubble. His expectations were high.
Do you know who else still had? Do you know who? Do you know who else? Finish what you're saying.
This is why they inserted him at the beginning of the season into the starting lineup. It did not work out. They had to move him to the bench and go back to Kendrick Nunn. So if you're the Miami Heat, which Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, they all about winning championships, and you got a chance to get your hands on Kyle Lowry right now for the moment, because Jimmy Butler is not getting any younger. He want to win right now. You got to make the move. If you're the Lakers and you're the Heat, you got to make the move.
Perk, this is the thing. We can't agree to disagree because you're actually wrong here. You're actually wrong.
Richard.
Just please, what? I'm telling them the truth. No, this is my thing, Perk. I understand what do you want to know if Kyle Lowry's whole thing would be done? This would be over if they said yes to Hero. If they said yes to Hero, because you know who still has high expectations for him? Miami. Do you know who else has high expectations for Tyler Hero? The Toronto Raptors. So in my opinion, I'm not saying that like he didn't exceed, the expectations of after playing in the bubble, but ultimately you don't want to give up young assets for what could be a rental. I don't think Kyle Lowry is the final piece for a championship for the Miami Heat. That's just my opinion.
By the way, I keep looking down because, of course, I've got my phone set for all the Woj bombs, and Woj just tweeted, Toronto is trading, and I was like, it's guard Mantham to the Utah Jazz for a future second-round pick.
They're trading everyone. It is a yard sale. It is a full-on yard sale.
So Woj bomb, it happened.
But just not that one, not
Kyle
that one.
Lowry. There we go. Let's head back to Denver, where they made two big moves in acquiring Aaron Gordon and JaVale McGee. Now, Zach, how much better do you feel the Nuggets are now in a West that is more up for grabs than we thought at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, they're meaningfully better. JaVale McGee is a huge upgrade at backup center. He's a rim protector that they haven't had. And Aaron Gordon, to me, is a little bit of a wild card because what the Nuggets have discovered in the last month is they are unguardable with Michael Porter Jr. at power forward and Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic on the floor. And what they wanted was a guy who could guard the bigger wings and maybe some power forwards if they're more threatening and dangerous offensive players to hide MPJ. But not clutter up the floor, not clutter up the spacing, be a little faster on his feet than Paul Millsap or JaMychal Green, and they're hoping Aaron Gordon becomes that player.